There is a new energy price cap. It applies from October the 1st and runs through to the end of December, and it's a small increase. Regulator Ofgem uses a notional figure for typical use by a typical household. They say it's £1,755. They say that's a 2% increase, £34 on the previous quarter. What it really does is confirm the recent trend. That energy prices after those ruinous spikes after the invasion of Ukraine have levelled off. But look, they're still 40% higher than they were. That's about 20% adjusted for inflation. So that is a lot. But the main reason things have levelled off is the price of gas has levelled off. Wholesale gas prices are the biggest determinant of prices of both gas and electricity. And look, despite the volatility in the world, Donald Trump's trade policy, conflict in the Middle East, they are pretty level, and in fact they've dipped slightly. But these are only one element of what goes into your bill. There are all sorts of other bits, including tax and headroom for the companies to make a little bit of money. Two controversial areas increasingly are policy costs. The red area here, which has gone up slightly on the last price cap because it includes social costs as well as green levies. The social cost here is the Warm Homes discount, £150 offered to 2.7 million homes. That's more than previously. It's intended to help those most in need. That's pushed up cost by about £1.50. And the orange is network costs. That's managing the pipes and cables that get the power and gas to your homes. There's a bit of cost in there for what's called balancing the grid. Huge amount of renewables on the grid. It can't always manage getting them from where they're produced in the north of Scotland mainly to where they're needed. The demand is in the south. Sometimes suppliers are paid to switch off. That's added another £1 or so of cost. You will hear a lot more about those as we go through the energy transition. But what really counts in a price cap is what you pay, and these are the key numbers. What Ofgem fixes is the unit price. Operators cannot charge you more than 26.35p for a kilowatt hour of electricity, up slightly, or 6.29 for a unit of gas, which is actually down slightly. Remember those gas prices we saw, they have levelled off. But what has gone up is the daily standing charge you cannot avoid for electricity, up 4.5%, gas up more than 14%, partly because the cost of managing the network is having to be spread more thinly because we are using less gas. Not only is it a bit warmer, but homes are more efficient. The advice to consumers is to find fixed rates below these two numbers, that electricity and gas price. You can fix below that, those are available now, you will save money, and it will work in the long term because there is not much sign at the moment of those prices moving sharply downwards anytime soon.